Hello everyone, and welcome to RadioCSIRT English Edition, your daily appointment with cybersecurity news. I am Mark Frederick Gomez. Today is Thursday, November 13, 2025, episode 485 live from Europe, France. Here is today's program. Presentation of the third quarter bulletin published by Google Threat Analysis Group, which provides a precise overview of the coordinated influence operations detected and dismantled across Google platforms. Then, an analysis of the alert issued by CISA regarding ongoing malicious activities targeting Cisco ASA and Firepower devices, including active exploitation of vulnerabilities and confirmed compromises. Finally, an update on the CERT-FR security advisory concerning multiple vulnerabilities affecting Nagios XI, including risks of remote code execution and privilege escalation that require immediate patching. As a reminder, all open source references used to produce this podcast are available on the website RadioCSIRT.com, as well as in the episode description, and if you are a new listener, feel free to subscribe to the podcast. Google Threat Analysis Group has released its quarterly bulletin on coordinated influence operations. The document covers the third quarter of 2025, with an update dated November 11th. It lists all disinformation campaigns detected and dismantled across Google platforms between July and September. Activity was particularly high this quarter. Google reports removing more than 18,000 YouTube channels, blocking over 120 domains on Google News and Discover, and shutting down several advertising accounts and blogger sites. China remains the most active actor. TAG removed 11,783 channels linked to the People's Republic of China. The content, published in Chinese and English, mainly focused on Chinese internal affairs and U.S. foreign policy. These figures are consistent with previous reports. Russia follows with more than 5,000 channels removed. The campaigns, often linked to Russian consulting firms, targeted Ukraine and criticized Western countries. Moldova becomes a central target. This is one of the key points of the quarter. TAG identified at least 7 distinct operations aimed at destabilizing the Moldovan government. In July, 2 campaigns in Romanian criticizing the West were neutralized. In August, activity intensified. 432 channels were removed in a single operation, with content in Russian and Romanian. In September, 5 additional operations led to the removal of 286 channels, also targeting NATO and the European Union. The sources identified include Russia, Romania, and even Moldova itself. At the same time, Google blocked 66 Romanian domains criticizing the Moldovan government, local political parties, and the European Union. Other state actors were also active. Azerbaijan accounted for 1,286 removed channels with pro-government and anti-Armenian narratives. Iran had 180 channels dismantled. Campaigns supported the Iranian government and Palestine and targeted Israel and the United States. One unusual operation criticized Azerbaijan. Turkey was also active. 656 channels removed, mainly in support of the Turkish government, with one pro-Iranian campaign criticizing Israel in Southeast Asia and Latin America. Indonesia appears significantly for the first time. 3 campaigns, 489 removed channels, supporting the government and several political figures. In the Philippines, 183 channels were removed in July for a pro-government campaign in Tagalog. In Cambodia, 66 Khmer and English language channels targeted Thailand. In Chile, 63 Spanish language channels promoted a local political party. Several European operations were also observed. In Poland, 12 channels supported Russia and criticized the Moldovan and Ukrainian governments. In Ukraine, TAG detected an unusual operation. 5 channels and 3 domains promoting Russian narratives operated from inside Ukraine. In the United Kingdom, 8 domains were blocked in August for a campaign targeting specific individuals in English and Italian. In Albania, a small anti-Iranian operation led to the closure of 5 channels, 2 advertising accounts, and 1 blog. The methodology used by TAG relies on analyzing coordinated inauthentic behavior. Campaigns display synchronized activity patterns and content aligned with state interests. Detection is based on behavioral anomalies and artificial usage patterns. The full Google Tag Bulletin is available on the official blog and will be updated if new information emerges. CISA agency has published a new guide on critical vulnerabilities affecting Cisco equipment. The U.S. agency released a document yesterday titled Implementation Guidance for Emergency Directive on Cisco Adaptive Security Appliances and Firepower Device Vulnerabilities. This guide follows Emergency Directive ED 25-03, published on September 25th. Particularly persistent vulnerabilities. The flaws affect Cisco ASA, appliances and firepower devices. Their key characteristic is persistence after a system reboot. They also survive standard software updates. This significantly complicates remediation efforts. Usual security procedures are not sufficient to remove the compromise. A still active threat, CISA confirms that malicious actors continue exploiting these vulnerabilities. The agency considers all types of organizations to be at significant risk. Nick Anderson, Deputy Executive Assistant Director at CISA's Cybersecurity Division, emphasizes the importance of the guide. He states that following the recommended practices helps strengthen digital infrastructure. He describes the publication as a critical step in mitigating the risks. Content of the implementation guide. The document provides the minimum software versions that address these vulnerabilities. It requires U.S. federal agencies to patch all non-compliant equipment. CISA recommends that all organizations verify that the correct minimum versions are applied beyond the federal perimeter available detection tools. The agency provides the RadioDetect tool. This scanner analyzes ASA core dump files, searching for evidence of compromise by reinitiator. Reinitiator is the exploitation mechanism used by attackers. RadioDetect helps security teams identify potentially compromised devices. Don't forget, additional documentation is available. CISA has also published a temporary mitigation guide. This document is intended for agencies still working toward compliance with ED 25-03. It offers interim measures while full patches are being deployed. All documentation is available on the CISA website, including the emergency directive and its implementation guide. The National French CERT has published a security advisory on Nagios XI. The advisory is referenced as CERT-FR 2025 AVI 0989 and was released on November 12, 2025. The vendor's security bulletin is dated November 11th. The vulnerability allows remote arbitrary code execution. An attacker can take control of a vulnerable system without prior authentication. The CERT-FR does not provide a CVSS score in this advisory. No CV identifier is currently associated with this vulnerability. This issue affects all versions of Nagios XI prior to 2026 R1.0.1. Nagios XI is a widely deployed infrastructure monitoring solution. Because of its central role in enterprise monitoring architectures, the vulnerability is particularly sensitive. Nagios has released version 2026 R1.0.1 to address the issue. The patch has been available since November 11th. CERT-FR recommends reviewing the vendor's security bulletin. The full changelog is available on the official Nagios website. Organizations using Nagios 11 are urged to plan the update as soon as possible. Remote code execution represents a maximum severity risk for system security. The complete documentation is available on the CERT-FR website and on nagios.com. And that's the end of this episode. I hope it provided clear and useful information. You can share your feedback by email at RadioCSIRT@gmail.com. All open source intelligence sources used for this episode are available on RadioCSIRT.com as well as in the episode description. And if you're a new listener, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. See you tomorrow for a new episode. Until then, don't think, just patch. Sending you much love. See you tomorrow. Bye.